Bayern Munich need to sack Thomas Tuchel right now. He is a terrible, terrible manager. He is not a Bayern Munich manager. He is not. What he's doing with that Bayern Munich team is criminal, and he needs to be sacked. When you hear of Bayern Munich, what do you think of? You think of a team that is dominant. You think of a team that scores goals for fun. You think of a team that demolishes teams with no mercy. We saw what they did in the past. Bayern Munich are one of the biggest teams in the world. They win Champions Leagues for fun. They win the Bundesliga every season. They demolish teams on their way. They demolish Barcelona. They demolish Tottenham. They demolish Chelsea. They demolish so many teams. They slap Dortmund every season in the Bundesliga. They win that league convincingly. In the Champions League, they're always a threat. They've won so many Champions Leagues as well. But Tuchel, what he's doing with this Bayern Munich team is criminal. If you look at the Bayern team they have, right? It's not like they're a terrible team. They have world-class players. You have Harry Kane, one of the best strikers in the world. Musiala, one of the best young and upcoming players in the world. Kimmich, who I think is definitely in the top 10 best midfielders in the world right now. He's a very intelligent player, Kimmich. I'd rate him. Kim Min-jae, who was one of the best defenders in Europe last season. The experience of Thomas Muller and Manuel Neuer. Who else do they have? Sane, he's a good player as well. Kingsley Coman. These are good players. Bayern Munich have good players. And they're playing like Manchester United. There's no style of play. There's no patterns of play. Nothing's going on. They're struggling to score goals. They're struggling to create chances for Harry Kane. Last night against Lazio, they had 0 shots on target. This is Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich, 0 shots on target in a Champions League knockout game. I've never heard of this in my life. This is the first time I've seen it. They were toothless against Lazio. Toothless. Upamecano, looking like the French Maguire. Bro, toothless, bro. Absolutely terrible. And this has to be down on Tuchel. This has to be down on Tuchel because last season when they sacked Nagelsmann, the team wasn't this bad. I think I said it as well. Nagelsmann was wrongfully sacked. He was wrongfully sacked and the team wasn't this bad. However, Tuchel came in and just made it worse. He's made the team worse. The second I knew Tuchel was a terrible manager was when he almost bottled the league to Dortmund last season. He almost bottled the league. If it weren't for Dortmund pulling off one of the biggest bottle jobs in history, Bayern would have had a trophyless season. Think about it. A club like Bayern Munich having a trophyless season. And this is on the board as well. The board sacked Nagelsmann. The board sacked Nagelsmann to bring in Tuchel because they thought the treble was in danger. What did Tuchel do? Within, I think, the space of 2 weeks, he knocked them out of the cup and the Champions League. And then he should have lost the league as well if it weren't for Dortmund pulling off one of the biggest bottle jobs ever. Bayern would have had a trophyless season. Unheard of. And this season, it looks like they will actually go trophyless because they're out the cup already. They're going to go out in the Champions League. They'll probably beat Lazio, but they're probably going to go out to Real Madrid or Man City again. And they're not winning the Bundesliga. Because I don't think Leverkusen will bottle it. I don't think Leverkusen will bottle a Dortmund and bottle it. So they're going to go trophyless. So why are they keeping Thomas Tuchel around? He's terrible. He is a Chelsea manager. He's not a Bayern Munich manager. Thomas Tuchel is a manager that works best with a pragmatic team. A team that plays defensive football. They don't like to create a lot of chances. Sit back, defend, hit teams on the break. That's why he did so well at Chelsea. That's why Antonio Conte did so well at Chelsea. Antonio Conte, Thomas Tuchel, they are Chelsea managers. They are not. Bayern Munich is a complete level ahead of Chelsea. At Bayern Munich, you're working with world-class players who love to play football, who love to attack teams, who love to create chances. They want to play attacking football. They want to play. They don't want to play pragmatic 10 men behind the ball. No, they don't want to play that. They want to attack, score. With Thomas Tuchel, that is complete opposite of his philosophy. So why did the Bayern board bring him in? On top of that too, what was it? The game against Leverkusen. For the whole season, they've been playing a back four. They've been playing a back four for the whole season. And that's been Tuchel's philosophy, a back four, since he came to Bayern. But all of a sudden, Leverkusen came in, he's playing a back three. And that too, he's playing Eric Dyer in the back three. At the core of the back three, ahead of De Ligt. Is Tuchel okay? He's playing Eric Dyer ahead of De Ligt. Eric Dyer, a brother who wasn't even rated at Tottenham. A brother who was like the 5th choice center back. Postecoglou wouldn't play Eric Dyer. He refused to play Eric Dyer. And that's the man you're starting at Bayern Munich. You know when Tuchel decided to sign Eric Dyer to Bayern Munich, I knew there was something genuinely mentally wrong with this guy. Because bro, you are the Bayern Munich manager. You could go to your scouting department and be like, find me a center back. And they'll find you 20 to 30 center backs that are better than Eric Dyer. But you want to bring in one of the worst defenders in the Premier League to Bayern Munich. Okay. If I was the Bayern Munich president, yeah, and Tuchel told me that he wanted to sign Eric Dyer to Bayern Munich, I would have sacked him then and there on the spot. Because signing Eric Dyer at a club at Bayern Munich is a sackable offense. Don't care who you are as a manager, it is a sackable offense. That's the equivalent of Barcelona signing Harry Maguire. That's literally how bad it is. But that's the brother you bought. Okay, cool. And then you're playing him ahead of De Ligt. I think this manager is genuinely a walking dead guy. I think he knows he's gonna get sacked personally, so he's just riding it out, collecting the money, and is getting sacked. But me personally, I think Bayern Munich could genuinely win the Champions League. They have the squad. They have the squad to win it. Bayern Munich, if you look at that team, the individuals, the players they have, they could genuinely win the Champions League. They could win the treble. Well, now they're not gonna do it, but they could genuinely do it. But are they? No. With Tuchel around, they're not gonna win the Champions League. No, they're not. If the Bayern board are actually ambitious as they are, they should personally sack Tuchel right now. I think this Lazio game he should have been sacked. Yeah, he's not, but I don't know. He should have been sacked after Lazio, and they should have got Hansi Flick. Because Hansi Flick will win him the Champions League. 100%. That team is there. They're just being played under the wrong manager. That's it. I've never seen Bayern this bad before. Never. People will say, oh, but no, they're second in the league. Oh, they're still in the Champions League. It's Bayern. Yeah, they're second in the league. Yeah, they're only 5 points behind Leverkusen. But if you actually watch Bayern play, they don't look convincing at all. They don't. Too slow build up. No patterns of play, no style of play. Players don't look that exciting anymore. It's all down to the manager. And even if you watch them in the Bundesliga, even teams that are like in the bottom half of the table, they're struggling. They're struggling against teams in the bottom half. In the past, the old Bayern Munich teams, they would slap those teams 7-8-0. Now they're winning games just about like 2-1, 1-0. What? You're telling me this Bayern Munich team can win the Champions League? They can, but not under Tuchel. And Tuchel is the biggest problem right now at Bayern Munich. And he needs to be sacked because he's just lowering the standards of the club. This isn't the Bayern Munich of the past. Tuchel's just creating some whole dead Bayern team since he's been at the club. And he needs to be sacked. Because Bayern, they always had that fear factor. The fear factor's gone with Tuchel. Everyone wants to play Bayern now. Because they're weak under Tuchel. Crazy. He needs to be sacked, bruv. And needs to bring back Hansi Flick. If they bring back Hansi Flick, they'll win the Champions League. Because Tuchel, he is an absolute criminal of a manager. He needs to be put in jail for what he's doing with his Bayern team. I wouldn't be surprised when he gets sacked by Bayern, which he is, by the end of the season, if his next move is in Saudi Arabia. Because I don't think any club will go in for him anymore after what he's done to his Bayern team. He had such a good reputation after leaving Chelsea, and he just ruined it with Bayern. He's off to Saudi, bro. I don't think he's getting a big move ever after Bayern Munich ever again. He's off to Saudi, bro.